first start and, you know, inexperienced. But look, that bit of rain that we had on Thursday, absolutely perfect. There's a nice cushion of grass, and I don't think anyone will be complaining at all. Rail out 10 metres always creates a little bit of a problem on the circular.
All righty, well, that's the run through, and that problem, I wonder...
Rail out 10, 4.26 the penetrometer, and they're ready now for race number 1. Favourite Frassasass in gate 6. Oh, just getting up in the gates a bit there too, and it's upset Boynton, who's got it up into the air too, one from the outside. And the jockey's out of the saddle because I think this filly's got herself temporarily cast, and now we are set to run. First on the card, racing now, Frassasass jumped reasonably. Trattoria got away okay, and so did Glow of Light on the outside. Trader Trash showed plenty of speed in the early part, and Gulf Mistress not far off. Resolved has drifted a fair way back though. As they settle down and go past the 1,000-metre mark, and wide out on the course in the orange colours, it's Trattoria, and just inside it is Frassasass, and they're sharing the front as they head down towards the 850. Glow of Light's come across to be right behind them. Miss Petroff in the lime isn't far away. Boynton is wider out on the course, and they're trailed in behind them then by Gulf Mistress. Trader Trash is just ahead of it, trailed by Porcelain. Boynton is well back on the outside, and Resolved last of all, joining the course proper near the 550, and the leader is Trattoria against the inside. It's about a half length in front of Frassasass. Trader Trash right behind them in the black, and then Glow of Light in the red colours under pressure. Next Miss Petroff, and Resolved is letting loose with a run down the outside. Trattoria at the 300, joined by Frassasass. 2 lengths to Trader Trash, and Resolved is still running on. Frassasass and Trattoria. Frassasass taking the lead at the 150. Then Trader Trash. Resolve still coming. Frassasass had it narrowly with about 50 to go. Swishes the tail but holds on, and it's Frassasass by a length and a half. Resolved and Trader Trash. Trattoria weakening back to 4th, and then came Miss Petroff, trailed in by Boynton, Porcelain, Glow of Light, and a long last Gulf Mistress. Frassasass the favourite, getting putters off to a good start in the first on the card. Sitting up on the speed all of the way, taking the lead near the 200 metres, and is drawn on for a good win. Darren Gauci, John Hawkes combined with Frassasass. A 2-year-old filly by Marauding from Chapara taking out the first. Second placing goes to number 1, Resolved, Damien Oliver and Clary Connors. Third is number 3, Trader Trash, Luke Curry and David Hall. 5, 1 and 3 in the first, and they've run 111.7. 111.7.
Exacta. 77.70 was the trifecta on race 1. Now, the first at Rosehill is 14 minutes away. The popular pick is Sharp, number 2, at $2.70, and Regal County, number 1's at $4.20. And that's the first at Rosehill coming through in 14 minutes' time. It is Satellite Stakes Day at Rosehill this afternoon throughout the day.
3 Jewel Peak, number 1 at $4.40, Regal County. 7.90, number 5, Goddess of Love. And they're the only, number 5, yeah, now $8, Goddess of Love, and they're the only ones on the tote under double figures. Now we've got Goddess of Love to move in. Mimsicle's proving a real problem at the start. She won't go forward. And Duty Grace gave a lot of trouble before consenting to enter the stalls. So we've got racing this time. Miss Ivy didn't jump all that well, and the same for Rapa Peak, and Jewel Peak flew out, and she leads a length and a half on settling down from Vistula, and Sharp moving up hastily now, followed by Goddess of Love, Regal County, and Danvers off the track. Then Nan Duty Grace, Mimsicle, Miss Ivy, followed by Jewel of the Nile, and Rapa Peak brings up the rear at the 700 marker, and Jewel Peak taken on by Vistula. Sharp with a beautiful run third on the outside of Regal County, and one further off is Goddess of Love, Nan Duty Grace, Miss Ivy. Danvers out off the course, and then Jewel of the Nile from Mimsicle, and 2 lengths to Rapa Peak. It's Jewel Peak leading the field in the first here at the Gardens as they straighten up now. A length or so on Vistula. Regal County's into the clear. Sharp being called upon by Rod Quinn, and she's going home well, and then comes Goddess of Love. They race down past the 250, and Jewel Peak is fighting on doggedly. Sharp a half length away, and it's a match in 2 then Miss Ivy. Jewel Peak will not surrender. Sharp can't get the Denham horse, and it's Jewel Peak winning well from Sharp. Photo third, Miss Ivy or Mimsicle, followed by Goddess of Love, Regal County, and Duty Grace. Big margin, Jewel of the Nile, and then Danvers, followed by Vistula, and Rapa Peak was last of all. Good win. Number 3, Jewel Peak has got it for Jack Denham and owners June and Wally Truscott. They've had horses with the Denham stable for years and years and years. And of course, one of the best was Ricochet. Anyway, Jewel Peak has scored here, a filly by Chabog from Zoffany's Treasure. I think was probably, yes, was bred by Wally Truscott. And Jewel Peak, trained by Jack Denham. What an association they've had. And Brent Stanley, the winning rider. 3, the winner. Second goes to number 2, and that is Sharp Every Chance, written by Rod Quinn. Number 8 is third, Miss Ivy, written by Robbie Brewer, and 7, Memsicle, the official 4. 3, 2, 8 and 7, and the totes are coming up. Number 3, 450 and 170. Number 2 paid 130, and number 8 paid $11.70.
The Quinella 380, Exacta 990, Trifecta 504, and the first 4 dividend in New South Wales, 3, 2, 8 and 7. Memsicle was fourth, $2,500.40. Nice win. Showed a lot of speed out of the gates and had something for the finish too. Jewel Peak, and that of course was Brent Stanley's mount in the first. He gave that filly a good rap in his interview with Joe McKinnon just prior to the first. But he also labelled his best chance of riding a winner there later in the afternoon in Ancient Song. I think he was quietly confident of bagging a couple of winners at Rosehill. He's
holding favouritism, but easy. So they're all in, set to go now, 1700. Gussie Godiva, an easing favourite, has the outside barrier. Ligo stood up on the inside. Sinachi shifting about. They're away at the 1700. Marwena Lass in the green colours got away okay. Gussie Godiva immediately snagging to the tail, and it's Ligo, Naz Princess, the 2 early leaders. On their outside is Sinachi and My Fraulein easing back to 4th and got a slight check there. Next, Marwena Lass on the rails 5th from Shadari wide, and then came Ballistic Miss and 2 to Gussie Godiva. Ligo on top today, out past the 1300, leads a length and a half. Sinachi is second, Naz Princess is back to 3rd. Then Shadari 4th on the outside of My Fraulein, 2 lengths Ballistic Miss, about a length and a half Marwena Lass and Gussie Godiva on her outside. 1100 metres to go. Largo dictates the terms today, leads from Naz Princess. Sinachi chucked in 3rd, Shadari doing it tough wide. They're trailed by My Fraulein, 2 lengths further back Ballistic Miss on the inside, then Gussie Godiva and 2 to Marwena Lass. As they came up the side, Largo by 3/4 Naz Princess. Shadari is off and running after doing work, is going to join the leaders well before the turn. Sinachi just behind them on the inside of My Fraulein, then Ballistic Miss, Gussie Godiva spots the leaders 6, and Marwena Lass last at the 600 metres now, and Shadari joining Largo, Naz Princess right behind them, and then Sinachi. They're trailed as they corner into the straight by My Fraulein, and then Gussie Godiva, who's about to come to the outside from Ballistic Miss, and then Marwena Lass. Well in the straight, Largo in front past the 400 from Shadari. Naz Princess running on. Here's Gussie Godiva up the middle of the course with My Fraulein. Largo tackled by Naz Princess. Gussie Godiva is still coming. Sinachi and Ballistic Miss are getting inside runs, but Gussie Godiva takes the lead now from Largo, Ballistic Miss and Naz Princess. Gussie Godiva under the whip in front. Ballistic Miss driving, but Gussie's too good. Gussie Godiva beat Ballistic Miss. Either Largo or Marwena Lass for 3rd place, and then Naz Princess, followed by Sinachi, Shadari and My Fraulein last in. Well, she was easy on track, but there was certainly no need for concern in the run. 3, Gussie Godiva first, 1, Ballistic Miss has run 2nd, and it's a close go for 3rd. Largo just wilting in the last little bit, and on her outside, she might just get it ahead of Marwena Lass. 3rd yet to be semaphore. It's 3, 1 and 5 is 3rd Largo. 3, 1 and 5 in 1:45.4. 1:45.4 puts them 4 seconds outside of the 1700 metre record, but they have run around 30 metres longer. 3:15 on the Sonderay handicap. She's a pretty good filly, this one. She did contest, or mare, she did contest some good races in New Zealand and in Queensland. She's now in a strong stable with Brian Mayfield Smith. She's put 2 together and she's going to win some better races. Nice victory in the Sonderay handicap, numbers 3, 1 and 5.
Yeah, she was up in Queensland campaigning during the winter of last year. In fact, she contested the Queensland Oaks. She finished down the track behind Mon Meki. She raced in the Doomben Roses too, behind Paladama. But she's a bit more mature now. Brian Mayfield-Smith has found the key to her, and she's winning races. That's 2 on the trot. The New South Wales first 4 on 3158 was $665. On race 2, there's all the totes. Gussie Godiva, Ballistic Miss Largo, 1080 Quinella, trifecta $59.50. Now, the favourite networks and Gay Waterhouse with 2 runners, Cosmic Force and She's Lovely. Very respectable stable. Gordon York has got the other one. Cassini Probe. Gordon trains up at Gosford on the Central Coast. Race 2, Rosehill. Here's Ian.
Thank you, Matt. And here at the barrier stalls are the 5 runners for the Paul Williams Leo Barry Handicap, a race in which number 2 Networks is a pronounced favourite. Just into the black on course, $1.80, $1.20 in New South Wales. The second pick is number 1 Strasbourg, looking for 4 straight. Tote quote $3, place tote $1.50. A little bit better on track. And the third on course pick is Cosmic Force, and She's Lovely is the 4th elect. And ditto on the totalisator. So despite the smallness of the field, it's quite an interesting race. And of course, at Randwick on the 18th of January, Strasbourg and Networks had a soul-stirring battle over the last couple of hundred, with Strasbourg prevailing by a short hit. Now they're coming up to line at the 1800. So 190 number 2, 290 number 1. First event of the day, won by Jewel Peak, number 3, Brent Stanley. First up from a spell, scored nicely, narrowly but nicely, by a half length from the favourite Sharp, very heavily backed. Rod Quinn, number 8, Miss Ivy, 3rd, and 7, Mimsicle, ran a close 4th. Now into line goes the favourite Networks. Here's Strasbourg coming up, pink green band, a green cap, the pale green band and cap. Cosmic Force, a stablemate of She's Lovely. I wonder who'll lead here. Anyway, they're off. And actually the best out was Cosmic Force from the inside. She's Lovely is second. Cassini Probe is third, and then Networks, and Strasbourg racing wide and is last. As they travel 200 metres, and the grey Cosmic Force has little difficulty in leading the way from the stablemate She's Lovely. Just under 2 lengths in it. Cassini Probe on the inside of Networks, and about 2 lengths to Strasbourg. Cosmic Force for Chris Muntz leads the field into the back of the course, and as they race along in the direction now of the 1250, Cosmic Force a length and a half clear on She's Lovely. Similar margin away third, Cassini Probe inside of Networks, and 2.5 to Strasbourg. And Dan Beasley well up on the irons on Strasbourg as they work their way along the back section of the Rosehill Gardens racecourse and link up with the 1000 almost. And Cosmic Force, it's a slowly run race, out by a length and a half on She's Lovely. Cassini Probe over on the inside of Networks, and 2 lengths to Strasbourg. Only 7 lengths between them, coming onto the side of the course now, and they go to the 800 marker, and Cosmic Force has been the leader from the time they jumped. He's a length on She's Lovely. 2.5 Cassini Probe, and ahead to Networks on the outside, and Beasley on Strasbourg is tagging Networks and Corey Brown as the field comes along past the 600 marker, and Cosmic Force quickens up. A length She's Lovely, 2.5 to Networks, about 3/4 Cassini Probe, and just over a length to Strasbourg. Around the corner, Cosmic Force set sail for the judge. A length on the stablemate She's Lovely, 2 to Networks, Cassini Probe, and another length and a half to Strasbourg. Cosmic Force giving us sight at the distance, 200 to go. Cosmic Force a length and a half clear. She's Lovely followed by Strasbourg knuckling down, and then Networks. Cosmic Force is still in front. Oh, beautiful ride, Christopher Muntz. Cosmic Force all the way to beat Strasbourg and Networks from She's Lovely, and absolute was Cassini Probe.
Very well judged by Muntz for Gay Waterhouse. Cosmic Force number 3, they couldn't catch him in the last little bit. $6.30 and $2.80. Strasbourg number 1, ridden by Dan Beasley, net coming from Rapa. At Rosehill, the numbers are 3, 1, 2 and 5. She's Lovely was 4th for a first 4 of $86.30. I'm not sure if this is still the case, but 12 months ago this was the richest race in New Zealand. It's worth $500,000 in prize money, and there certainly aren't too many races in New Zealand in 2003 that are worth that much. This is the Mercedes Classic for the youngsters, over 1,200, and they are in the process of calling them in. King's Chapel number 1, tightening to $2.80, is George Simon for race 10.
The filly by Voltrad having only her second start. She was beaten at her debut, but obviously not disgraced with the amount of support that she has received today. And the other one to come in is Valcanto. Just 5 colts or geldings in the event. The remainder of the field, the 14-horse field, made up of fillies. But it's King's Chapel who dominates on the tote at $2.10 and $1.25. But can he dominate on the track? We're about to see. Valcanto, here's the last one up. Good luck to all the connections with runners in the 2003 Mercedes Super Bonus Classic, $500,000. Ready now. Gates crash open, they're off and racing in the Mercedes Super Classic, and bouncing out on the inside, King's Chapel. Going with it is Taters, out wide, showing speed as well as Traffic Stopper. Valcanto's right onto the speed, then followed out by Ubiquitous. Swing the Cat is next from Foxhead on the inside from FD1. A length and a half back in behind them next. Then we've got Perfection being passed by Shadowfax Babe, then Pay My Bail. Romar Dale's back third last from Morphettville, and last of all is Danette. Down the side they race 700 metres out, and the favourite King's Chapel's got a narrow lead from Taters on the outside, taking it on. 2 lengths away, Foxhead trailing third on the inside of Traffic Stopper, then Ubiquitous, followed next by Shadowfax Babe as they come to the corner, then FT1 in their group. Valcanto from Swing the Cat, further back Pay My Bail, well back in the field is Perfection with Morphettville. They dash for cash now at the 250 metres mark, and it's still King's Chapel on the inside. Coming after it now, we've got Shadowfax Babe emerging out of the ruck, out wide here, FT1 battling away Ubiquitous. King's Chapel tackled by Shadowfax Babe, and behind them Perfection, and out wide FT1's coming home late. King's Chapel refuses to give in. The King reigns in the Mercedes Super Classic. King's Chapel, he wins the $500,000 2-year-old event. Shadowfax Babe, I think, second. FT1 with a huge race at odds, and right there also was Perfection in a photo. And behind these next, Morphettville came from the clouds, followed by Foxhead, then came Danette. Further back Pay My Bail from Ubiquitous, Swing the Cat, then Taters. Victory back in behind these Traffic Stopper, and well back towards the rear, Romar Dale and Valcanto. It'll be the last one home in the Mercedes Super Bonus Classic. He's led from Go to Woe, the unbeaten colt, by King of Kings.
And he was drawn to do that. He had the inside gate, King's Chapel, and Opie Bosson took full advantage of it. 2:41.60 New South Wales for King's Chapel. For second, it's a photo. Shadowfax Babe, number 11, is quite prominent, and so is FT1, number 9. But we'll leave it as 1 and a photo at this stage on race 10 from New Zealand. Still a couple to go from across the Tasman this afternoon. First race at Doomben, runners are at the barrier. They'll be moving them in shortly. Warrior Trader, number 1's the favourite at $2.70. Now, Rosehill, we're standing by for weight on the second. All the totes are in. Cosmic Force over Strasbourg and Networks, 11.10 Quinella, 26.60 Trifecta, and that first 4 was 86.30 with number 5 fourth. Flemington